Here in Israel, it's challenging not to fixate on the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. From where I'm standing, Gaza is a mere an hour and a half drive away. Occasionally, here in Jerusalem, we're jolted by blaring sirens warning us of approaching rockets. The threat is real, and it's uncomfortably close. During times like these, the Psalms of David take on a profound relevance. David faced numerous life-threatening situations, and one of his psalms that resonates with our dire circumstances is Psalm 57. Verse 4 describes it vividly. "My soul is among lions. I lie among the sons of men who are set on fire, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue a sharp sword." And then in the latter half of verse 6, he states, "They have dug a pit before me." I think you realize this is very similar to Israel's predicament today. Pits leading down to hundreds of miles of tunnels that Hamas has clandestinely burrowed beneath hospitals, schools, youth centers, and homes. The thousands of rockets launched at us are akin to these spears and arrows that David describes. David also mentions lying among those set on fire. And we know many terrorists consume a drug called Captagon before going on their attacks. It's a potent stimulant found in many of these terrorists when they've been apprehended or neutralized. It gave them a surge of energy, making them fearless, like a burning fire within. David further speaks of his adversaries using their tongue as a sharp sword. And indeed, the leaders of Hamas and their supporters openly propagate falsehoods to the world. It's disconcerting that even thousands of college students believe these lies and display banners with the words, "Free Palestine from the river to the sea." And we understand what that means. The ominous implications of Psalm 83 that says, "They say, 'Come, let us wipe them out as a nation. Let the name of Israel be remembered no more.'" David, despite his imperfections, his sins, had experienced God's mercy on previous occasions, and so he calls out to the Lord once more with confidence the Lord will hear him. In verse 1, he says, "Be merciful to me, O God. Be merciful to me." And you know, today's leaders of Israel too are not without flaws. However, God has promised mercy to his people if they cry out to him humbly for deliverance. Just this past Monday, a national day of prayer happened in Jerusalem. Gathering of government leaders, rabbis, born-again believers, and everyone humbly sought for the Lord's mercy. God promises that he will show his mercy in the last days. Following Paul's words in Romans 11, verse 26, where he says, "And all Israel shall be saved," he continues in verses 29 to 30, saying, "For the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable. For just as you were at one time disobedient to God, but now have received mercy because of their disobedience, so they too have now been disobedient, in order that by the mercy shown to you, they also may now receive mercy." Paul's talking about the mercy shown to Gentiles who were not part of his original chosen people. Because of Israel's disobedience, God includes the Gentiles into his kingdom. They're grafted in among Israel. And in the same way we receive mercy, Israel will come back into their own olive tree. They will receive the mercy of God as well. And God will protect his people. They will come under the shadow of his wings and take refuge until the destruction goes by. That's what the psalmist says. For our adversaries have to first confront the Lord before they get to us. In Matthew chapter 23 and verse 37, Yeshua speaks of him gathering children together like chicks under a hen's wings, but they would not. He's speaking about the people of Israel at one time. But then 2 verses later, Yeshua addresses those spiritual leaders of Jerusalem, and he says, "You will not see me again until you say, Baruch haba B'Shem Adonai. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." Even in modern Hebrew, we use that phrase, Baruch haba, to mean welcome. And in these latter days, these dark days, I believe the Lord is going to reveal himself to his people They will gather under his wings. And at that time, his light will shine into them and out from them, as they were called to be a light to all the nations of the earth. And we will proclaim in these latter days, Psalm 57, verse 9 to 11, I will praise you, O Lord, among the peoples. I will sing to you among the nations, for your mercy reaches to the heavens, and your truth unto the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be above all the earth.